Good morning, Kasturians, and welcome to another video of chapter Manufacturing Industries from Geography 10th class. So let's start. As we know, the manufacturing sector is considered as the backbone of development in general and economic sense, especially because it helps in modernizing agriculture, which forms the backbone of our economy. It also reduces the heavy dependence of people on agricultural income by providing them job opportunities in secondary and tertiary sectors. Manufacturing helps in eradication of unemployment and poverty from the country. It also helps in export of manufactured goods and helps in bringing foreign exchange to the country. It helps in transforming raw materials into a wide variety of furnished or finished goods with higher value. When we see the bond between agriculture and industry, it is almost seen that agriculture and industry are dependent on each other. The industries, they give a major boost to agriculture by raising its productivity, by providing their tools and products such as fertilizers, etc. Whereas the industries, they are dependent on agriculture widely for getting raw materials and to sell their products such as irrigation pumps, fertilizers, insecticides, pesticides, plastic and PVC pipes, machines and tools, etc. When we see the manufacturing industries, their contribution in the GDP is very low. In India, the National Manufacturing Competitiveness Council has been set up by the government to take appropriate policy measures to improve the productivity as well as the quality of the manufacturing sector. Now we can see, when we wish as an industrialist, if we wish to establish an industry, what are the factors that are to be considered to set up an industry. For that we have to see the availability of raw material, the availability of labor, access to capital, power and the market. After an industrial activity starts, the urbanization in that particular area begins, and the cities, when they became urbanized, they provide markets and also provide services such as banking, insurance, transport, labor, consultants and financial advisors, etc., which help as an aid to the industry. Many industries, they tend to come together to make use of advantages offered by the urban centers, and these are known as agglomeration economies. On the basis of certain parameters, the industries are being classified. So some of the parameters and some of the classifications based on such parameters of industries are: on the basis of source of raw materials used, the industries are classified as agro based industries and mineral based industries. According to the role performed by the industries, we can have a classification of industry as the basic or key industry, that is the industries which supply their products or raw materials to manufacture other products like iron and steel and copper smelting. And the second is the consumer industries that produce goods for direct use by consumers like sugar, toothpaste. In this, the FMCG goods and the companies related to their manufacture are involved, that is frequently made consumer goods. Similarly, on the basis of the capital required to be invested, we have the small scale industry or SSIs, which require the maximum investment up to rupees 1 crore and employs a small number of laborers. And we have large scale industry in which the investment of more than 1 crore or any industry, then it is known as the large scale industry. On the basis of ownership, we have further classification of industries as the public sector industries and private sector industries, joint sector industries and cooperative sector industries. The public sector industries are those which are owned, controlled and operated by the government agencies like BHEL, that is Bharat Heavy Electricals Limited, SAIL, Steel Authority of India Limited, OIL, that is Oil India Limited. Then we have the private sector industries, the industries which are owned, controlled and operated by individuals or a group of individuals like TISCO, that is Tata Iron and Steel Corporation, Bajaj Auto Limited, Dabur India Limited, Parle Agro Industries. These are all private sector industries. Then we have the joint sector industries, the industries which are jointly run by the state and the individuals or a group of individuals. In this we have Oil India Limited, which is jointly owned by public and private sector again, and the cooperative sector industries are owned and operated by producers or suppliers of raw materials and workers or both. Based on the bulk and weight of raw material and finished goods, we have heavy industries like iron and steel industry and light industries that use light raw materials and produce light goods such as electrical goods. Now let's have a look at these industries one by one. The agro based industries include cotton, jute, silk, woolen textile, sugar and edible oil industries. And since these are based on agricultural raw material, that's why these are commonly known as agro-based industries. In this we have the textile industry. This industry alone contributes to around 4% of the total GDP of India. It is the only industry in the country which is self-reliant and complete in the value chain, that is from the raw material to the highest value added products. It is the second largest employment generating sector in India after agriculture, that directly employs 35 million people. After this we have the cotton textiles. The cotton textiles have been produced since ancient times with hand spinning and handloom weaving techniques, but it was after the 18th century that power looms they have replaced the hand looms, and the first successful textile mill was established in Mumbai in 1854. In the early years, the cotton textile industry was concentrated in the cotton growing belt of Maharashtra and Gujarat because of the availability of raw cotton, market, transport including the accessible port facilities, labor and moist climate. But after this, now we can find the cotton industries or cotton textile industries in other parts of country. In this, spinning continues to be centralized in Maharashtra, Gujarat and Tamil Nadu. However, weaving is highly decentralized to provide scope for incorporating traditional skills and designs of weaving in cotton, silk, zari, zardozi, embroidery, etc. And India has world-class production in spinning, but weaving supplies of low quality of fabric and it cannot use much of the high quality yarn produced in the country.